being in franchising for 28 years, nearly 30 years, pretty much have worked with franchise consultants the bulk of my working career. Having that experience and working with pretty much every consultant group out there imaginable, I know exactly how the business works, what they do, how they do it. For me, it was kind of a natural progression, and I knew at some point I would probably make that transition a lot of folks have, coming from franchise development backgrounds and moving into the franchise consulting space. I think one of the biggest things was, for years I've worked with franchise companies, helping them franchise their business, helping them grow, handling the franchising efforts, managing it in a variety of industries and capacities. But there's so many franchise concepts out there today. The challenge always with development is if someone doesn't like a brand or a few of the brands that might be in your portfolio or owned by another third-party company, you can't do anything with that candidate. So with franchise consulting, it's completely different. Each group has whatever amount of brands they represent. So a lot of brands are involved with multiple franchise consulting groups. I'm affiliated with IPG, which gives me access to well over 600 franchise concepts, and there's constantly new brands being introduced every week. So I like the opportunity to have exposure and direct contact with so many options for people. Going back to it being tough, if I'm representing an individual brand and the candidate doesn't like the brand, I don't have another option to present. But with franchise consulting, I have options for literally everybody. It's just a matter of, does it fit, and what are their needs, and what are their goals, and what are their aspirations, and that's what I enjoy is helping people get into businesses that make sense for them to do it. So for me, progressing from representing individual brands with candidates to representing hundreds of brands for my candidates, it's similar in process. Obviously, franchise consulting is different than franchise development, because in development, you're actually helping people sign up and taking them through the process of vetting out the brand. In franchise consulting, I'm directing them and helping them through that process, which I'm very familiar with, and I've run for multiple companies in a variety of industries over my tenure. As far as personally, I'm a widowed single parent of 2 kids, teenagers. Teenagers are that fun age that everybody loves, but my kids are great. 2 dogs, 2 mini golden doodles, a 6-year-old named Teddy and a 1.5-year-old named Sandy. So they fit with their colors and their appearance, the names, so my kids named them. But I have a brother who lives in Nashville. My mom lives at the beach in North Carolina. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the suburbs north in Concord, and I've been here on and off for 30 years. I love to travel. I'm very entrepreneurial. I have multiple businesses that I'm involved in. So I have my franchise consulting business, obviously what I'm doing now, but I also am a multi-unit franchisee. I have 2 Oliver's Nannies franchises here locally for the Charlotte area, covering all of Greater Charlotte. And then I also in the process of starting up an online drop shipping business, e-commerce if you will, through a website selling dog products called YourDogsDay.com. So I stay busy, I stay active, I like to walk, work out, I like to go to the beach, visit my mom, I like to travel in general and experience new places when I get the time. My kids are growing up, and my son's a freshman in college and my daughter is a senior in early college high school here locally, so she'll be off to college for her last 2 years in the fall. So getting ready to hit that empty nester phase. So one of the things that motivates me in what I'm doing with my entrepreneurial side and all the businesses that I own is, my kids have both voiced that they want to be a part of these options. My daughter wants to be a part of the nanny business and the childcare franchises. My son wants to manage and handle the e-commerce dog shipping business, and either one of them could, engage on the franchise consulting side if they enjoy it and want to pursue it, and I'll help them with that. So I'm always encouraging them to do things, for themselves, and just always pushing them to strive to be great. And I want to obviously provide a legacy for them to have when I'm no longer here that they can enjoy and use to leverage being successful. So short term, I want to help build these businesses as much as I can to set them up for success when and if they're ready to help me with any of these businesses that I'm involved in. And either way, one day I'm going to be building an asset that will allow me to continue to grow and expand, and that hopefully I can leverage one day for my retirement and well-being as I sail off into the years where I'm no longer working, which is obviously the ultimate goal. And I'd like to do that sooner rather than later. I think a lot of people that I engage with are folks that are trying to figure out, what am I going to do? How can I build wealth for retirement? And how do I take advantage of it? So that's also one of the things that motivated me, to get into franchise consulting, was to gain access to all the different brands that are available out there. I mean, there's over 4,000 franchise concepts, and every year it seems like several hundred come and go each year. So it's a matter of figuring out which ones are good options, which are great investments to get into. And I practice what I preach. I help people go through a process to find the right business, and I've done the same for myself. And so leveraging my experience along with direct access to all these companies makes it a lot easier for me to go through and understand which opportunities I do want to invest in. For people out there wondering, can I do this? Oh, my kids are going to be off in school. You can. It's fairly affordable. It's a great way to build for the future and set a legacy up that the kids can enjoy later on.